Hey, what's going on? Winebags here. Sort of want to talk a bit about my referencing setup I have in Ableton and sort of how I compare my productions and mixes to my favorite tracks. So I have this reference track in my Ableton template, and by default it's set to mute. And I have a references folder here, and I sort of just have a bunch of references that I can easily just drag in. I already have one set up here on this track. I also have a few samples from our new sample pack, New Funks, loaded here as well. And so essentially I have this set to mute by default, but I also set a hotkey to the solo button. In my case, it's Alt S. So let's check that out and sort of A/B these real quick. So on top of that, I have this device on my master track, and this is one that I created. Essentially, it just has an EQ. So this EQ has a low pass and a high pass filter. And I have these macros set up to the frequency on each one. So I can sort of change the frequency on that one and change it on that one. Let's undo that. And if you don't know about these are called macro variations. And so I have these set up to sort of filter out different parts of the frequency spectrum. So I have everything below 60 Hertz. Then I have everything below 120. Then I have the low mids, which is probably around 120 to 350. I have the mids 350 to 1K, high mids 1K to 4K, and full just turns the plugin off completely. And so I also have hotkeys set up to each one of these macro variations. So I have it set to Shift Alt 1 will hit below 60, 2, 3, 4, 5, up, and then 0 is off. And so essentially I have my reference going to my master. I can just set one of these bands up and then quickly A/B my mix to my reference mix. So let's go through that. I'll set it to below 60 Hertz. And if you're listening on a phone or headphones, you're probably not going to hear this. So let's actually go up to 120 Hertz. That might be probably starting to come through. And then I'll just switch it real quick to my reference. So let's go to the low mids. Here are the mids. So yeah, that's my referencing setup in Ableton. I would love to hear your setup. Always down to learn new workflows. Hit it in the comments. And thanks for watching. We'll be back. Take it easy.